Hey everyone, welcome back to the Powder Room. My name is Megan Lewis. If it's your first time tuning in, the Powder Room is a web series designed to inspire women. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate you. Today, I want to talk about the way that you value yourself. I want to talk to you about one, why it is important to value who you are. And then two, I have a few tips on how you can actually accomplish it. So let's get into it. So let's talk about the word value. When you think about it, what comes to mind? For me, I immediately think about something of great quality, something of significance, something that is useful, and definitely something I do not want to take for granted. Okay, so just from what I have given as far as descriptions around the word value, why wouldn't you want to be associated with that? Why wouldn't you want to be associated with something of great quality that doesn't want to be taken for granted? Something that you cherish. Whether you realize it or not, the value you place on yourself transcends in many different facets of your life. So it could relate to the way that someone treats you, the way that someone views you, more importantly, the way that you view and treat yourself. So without knowing, or what you need to know, is that the way you value yourself is the standard and the expectation that you place on your life. So for me, when it comes to fully understanding something or trying to comprehend it, I need you to give me an example. Okay, I need you to kind of give me an analogy to kind of help better illustrate what point you're trying to get across. So I have 5 tips that are going to help you learn to value who you are. All right. Tip number 1 is to believe in yourself. I know it sounds cliche, but it is factual and it is essential. I know you guys know the whole phrase, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink, right? Well, that applies to you too, because think about it like this. Think about if I'm telling you, Megan, I believe in you. Megan, I want to support you. Megan, I want to invest in you. But if Megan doesn't believe in herself, then your words fall on deaf ears. And in return, if Megan does believe in herself, she can't be knocked. So understand that having a sense of value and believing in yourself makes you have a higher standard to things that you expect out of life. Now, I get it. Sometimes you may be in situations, or we all have common thoughts where we may question ourselves. And we may think, well, what do I bring to the table? Why should I believe in myself? And that is okay. It's okay to not be okay. But when that happens, I want you to try to identify your greatest qualities, right? So think about things that you love most about yourself. Ask yourself, what do I love most about myself? What is it that I wouldn't want to trade for the world? And then share it with the world. Share it with the world as it forming as your passion, and then turning it into your purpose, and then turning your purpose into your reality. You see how that all intertwines together? But in order for it to blossom, you have to first believe in yourself. So tip 1, believe in you. Tip number 2, quite simple, your association. Be mindful of the company you keep. Now let's have a self-assessment here. The people that you're hanging around, are they elevating you? Are they stimulating your thoughts in your mind, in your mental? Are they motivating you? I don't think that we realize that the people we hang around, their behavior has heavy influence on our lives. I'm not saying that they make you jump out a window if they're doing it, but your conversations, the things that you do, the activities that you partake in, those relate to things that you value. You have to be very picky about that. Tip 3, do not compare yourself to anybody. I get it. You may have friends, associates, people that you look up to that may be in positions, situations in their life that you are not in. And that is okay. And naturally, you start to compare yourself. You're like, okay, well, why are they there? How did they accomplish all this? Why am I not doing this? I'm, working twice as hard as they are, and I have not reaped the benefits. And that is the moment you lose, because you are not focused any longer on your success. You're really just focused on someone else's life that you have no true understanding of. Now, you don't know what someone else is going through. You know what you think you know. You know what you see, but you don't know what someone else is going through. You don't know what battle they are fighting. Nothing, and just as they don't know what you're going through. So, in a sense, you should use that as your weapon. Use a sense that you are different in your own way. Bask in your own individuality. At the end of the day, no one can touch what you have going for yourself. You are uniquely made. And the moment that you start to focus on someone else, you lose because you're not focused on your success. I know you guys watch the Olympics and the guys are swimming, right? And then one guy looks over in the other lane, and as he does it, well, he's already behind, but he gradually gets further behind. If that means anything to you, know that you can't win your own race trying to run someone else's or trying to be in someone else's business. You can't do that. At the end of the day, you know, by all means, you can very much so find inspiration or be inspired by somebody else. I'm inspired by a lot of people, but I don't want to be them. You know what I'm saying? You have to find your own unique way to get the job done. No one can touch what you have going for yourself. I don't care how hard they try to mimic your style. I don't care how much they follow you, literally and figuratively, but they cannot be you. Own that. Own your individuality. You are unique by yourself, not by trying to be someone else. So the third tip, oh my gosh, means the world to me. Don't compare yourself to anybody else at all. Tip 4, do not rely on social media to validate who you are. Now, let me just say this. I love social media. I think that it is an amazing tool to communicate, to engage, to essentially, you have a free platform to market yourself. So in a branding purpose and a marketing purpose, I mean, it's genius. But when you confuse social media with a popularity contest and think that the amount of likes you have or the amount of likes you bought or the amount of followers you have or the amount of followers you bought validate your existence, child, you lost it. You cannot use or allow social media to belittle you in that sense. You know, use it to elevate you. Follow people that are positive, people that you are inspired by. Connect with them. You know, network in that aspect. But don't allow social media to hurt you or to hinder you or make you feel like you are less than. So last but certainly not least, tip number 5 is to celebrate you. Now, I gotta be honest, I'm very hard on myself. My mom knows it, my friends know it. I'm my biggest critic, which is a gift and a curse. But I had to learn to congratulate myself for the small victories. You have to learn to pat yourself on the back for the small wins. Because when you do that, when you congratulate yourself, when you celebrate who you are, you know, without even knowing, you believe in something. You believe in yourself. And when you believe in yourself and you value who you are, you're not going to just associate yourself with anybody. And you for daggone sure are going to compare yourself to anybody. Nor will you rely on something as minuscule as social media to validate you. You see how all those different tips intertwine together as far as helping you value who you are? That was cute, right? Above all, you have to make it your business to be your business. Understand, you know, why you're valuable. Understand your greatest qualities. And learn to love yourself from the inside out. And when you do that, naturally, you're going to think differently. You're going to move differently. And people are going to treat you differently because they see that you're worthy. And they see that you are of substance. And they also see your value. And we all know that anything that's valued is not taken for granted. And neither are you. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you guys in another 2 weeks. Subscribe and share.